Hi guys, today we're going to learn how to solve linear equations again. However, this time these linear equations will involve fractions. Now, if you recall, we will start off with what we call the balancing act, right? When we learn how to solve linear equations, the first thing we learn about is how do we act like a seesaw when we will try to balance the equation, and from balancing the equation we will perform operations in the equation itself to get the value of x. Now, what if the equation involve a fraction? The fundamental idea is actually the same as before. We are also going to balance the equation, but this time around with an added flavor. And what the added flavor is really try to remove the fraction first. Without further ado, let us look at one example. Assuming you are trying to solve this equation, it's a fraction on the left hand side and it's a number 3 on the right hand side. So it's x plus 2 over 4 equals to 3. Now, so if we look at x plus 2 over 4 equals to 3, there is indeed a fraction with a denominator of 4 on the left hand side. So what we will think about is how do we remove the 4. One of the way to do it is we multiply 4 on both sides. So if I were to multiply 4 on both sides of the equation, I will have x plus 2 over 4 times 4 equals to 3 times 4. And what you realize is that I can cancel away the 4 down here, and I'll be left with x plus 2 equals to 12. And now what happens? It goes back to something that we are familiar with. It is just an equation, a linear equation in fact, without any fractions. And to solve for x, we will think about minusing 2 on the left and on the right as well. So when we minus 2 on the left and on the right, we basically can remove the 2 and we are just left with x equals to 10. And this is how we solve an equation with fraction. Let us look at another equation down here. So this time around the equation seems a little bit more complex, but actually isn't. So if you look at this 2x plus 1 whole thing divided by 2 equals to 3x. Now always think about how do I remove the denominator. And to do that, what I would think about is I would think about multiplying 2 on the left and 2 on the right. And if we were to do that, you realize that I'm able to cancel away the 2 on the left hand side. The denominator is gone now, so I'm left with 2x plus 1 equals to 6x. And there you go again. We are able to remove the fraction, remove the denominator so that it becomes a linear equation down here. I will swap this equation around to make it simple for me, and I will minus 2x on the left and minus 2x on the right. So I get 6x minus 2x equals to 1. 4x equals to 1, and divide by 4 on the left and divide by 4 on the right, I will end up with 1/4. And that's all for today. I hope you have learned something about solving equations involving fractions.